Spring is here, which means it is time to get those gardens growing. And whether you're a seasoned plant parent or just trying to keep your first house plant alive, today's segment is for you. We have Jeff from Bennett Nurseries here to walk us through all that you need to know to repot a plant. Jeff, my friend, thank you for coming on. This looks fabulous this morning, and we're so excited to host you. Tis the season, right? We're still kind of focusing on house plants right now for the most part because our gardens are still kind of bearing with a few cold temperatures between now and the summertime. But walk me through again. First, how do we know when a pot needs to be replanted? At what point do we need to kind of make that decision?
So a lot of houseplants like to be a little bit root bound.
Yeah.
If you're having trouble keeping it alive because you just watered it and the water goes right through it, it might be time to bump it up a little bit.
All right, switch it up. And you're going to walk us through how to do that?
Houseplants, they don't want to go from a little pot to a really big pot. They just want to go just a little bit more.
Okay.
A little bit more water would be nice, but if I threw you in a swimming pool and I said drink, you might drown. Right?
No, they don't like that.
We're going to bump up. You have chosen this plant right here, which is a limelight Dracaena.
It's beautiful.
It's about a 6-inch pot, so we've chosen this 8-inch pot to put it in.
Okay.
And I have a staghorn fern, which as it ages starts to look like antlers of a stag or a deer or something. This plant usually just grows stuck on the trunk of a tree or something.
Oh, okay. I have seen that.
But they're ready to be moved, and normally what we're going to do is we're going to take a good quality potting soil. I've already torn this bag open, but that's what we call Happy Frog.
Okay.
And the Happy Frog soil is loose and it drains well.
Yeah. I was going to ask, what kind of makes potting soil different from other soils that we're seeing around gardening soil
dirt,
or what have you? Right.
And so dirt is under your fingernails and soil is around your plants.
Oh,
so
there you go.
Easy peasy there. Yep.
Learning so much here with Jeff. All right, so where do we start? This one?
So for you, all right, you're gonna look and see this pot. Let's see if we can see that.
Okay, yeah.
That's about so tall. And your pot is a little deeper. So you're going to need to take a little bit of soil and put it in the bottom of your pot. Okay. Just to bring it up to level.
And so you said again, I think this one's only 2 inches bigger. How often again would you say? Is there a kind of certain timeline you follow for? Okay, the pot's 6 inches. Let's bump it up to an 8.
No, not really. Depending on how good you are at growing houseplants, that might be a big difference. You might repot your plant every 3 or 4 years, or you might be doing it every year. Houseplants are really not houseplants. They are tropical plants that we keep in the house, and they survive.
Okay.
We hope.
Are there certain plants? Well, you said tropical plants. Then can we move them outside at some point, or do they really need to stay indoors?
It's coming. We need to talk to Chelsea to see when it's safe to put them outside.
Okay. But for now, keeping them indoors.
We're going to keep them inside. So we assume that your plant is ready to be repotted, and I'm going to slide it out there.
Oh, it just slid right out.
That's right.
I was worried that was going to take some effort.
So you see these roots right here. They're grown together. Big roots are growing. All you're going to do is you're going to just kind of scruff it up.
Okay.
They may say in the houseplant business, massage the roots. That's right.
And kind of get them more exposed.
Yeah. Okay. Careful, let me put my safety glasses on.
No, right, I don't want to get any dirt on you.
That's perfect, that's perfect.
Good.
So you've just disturbed them a little bit. Now let's set it down in your pot and see if it's too deep or just right. All right, we're going to put just a little bit more soil in there.
Okay, do you want,
just
how do you
almost
kind of
up
know
to
that?
level.
You want the...
Yeah, I don't want it to be sunken down in the pot too much.
Okay.
But you also don't want it to be hanging over the edge too. So that may be perfect. All right, you got that? All right.
Try that.
Can you see that?
I think that's good, right?
Okay, that looks pretty good.
Right there at the same level. Okay, cool.
So let me give you a hand here. I'm gonna hold this up, like holding the hair up, and I want you to just fill in the soil. You got room there?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, we're just doing so much here on today's TVL. How often?
This is a messy thing, obviously. So having a potting table or doing this outside is probably best. And we're just going to turn this pot right here where you can reach all that.
This is really you do this by yourself, or you have to have help too?
Oh, I got people for that.
This is difficult.
This is a pretty easy job.
Oh, you're like, you should be able to do this on your own, but I'll help you out to be nice.
I'm going to show you a little trick here. Keep going with a little bit more soil.
Okay.
Now, some people might want to pack the soil down in there, but I like to do a little shake
and see where the gaps are.
Shake and shimmy, right?
Can you have too much soil in there?
Absolutely. You can plant them too deep, and we don't want to do that.
Okay.
All right, shake. You shake that and see if that works.
What do you think?
All right, that looks pretty good. Is it straight?
I think he looks happy. Yeah.
Okay, so you notice that what we're doing here is we are putting these in just regular plain Jane pots.
Right.
And look, I have to scratch my roots right here. This has got lots of tiny roots on it.
Wait, yeah.
So
he's
I'm just,
really
it's almost
packed
like
in.
I'm trying.
How long was he? Should we do this also too right when we buy them, or can they stay in the?
No.
Can they stay in the pot that they've come in for a little while?
Most of the time when you're buying a plant new, especially in the spring, it's already ready to go, maybe a little bit on the young side.
Okay.
So you probably don't have to repot it. If
Okay.
you're buying it at the end of the season, maybe that pot has been in, plant has been in the pot for a little bit too long, and you'll be able to tell when it's time.
And then again, those signs that we look for, just kind of look at the roots, or are there other signs from the leaves that indicate, hey, we need to swap them out?
It's really, look at the roots, you can pull them out a little
Okay.
bit if it's overgrown, or if you feel that it is bulging the pot, it might be time to go.
Beautiful.
Now mine's a little bit of a mess over here.
As is
All right.
mine. That's how you know it's a job well done.
So listen, final thing. This is a fertilizer.
Okay. Just
Hold your hands
sprinkle a
out.
few of
Yep.
those in.
This is just a slow release fertilizer.
How often
Got
should
that?
we do this, Jeff?
So it is early spring and this plant is about to grow. So if a plant is about to grow, that's the time to have fertilizer on it.
There you
Just like
have
you
it.
and I, we want to eat when we're hungry, about to go out and
And there
exercise.
they are.
There
And
you
they're
go.
ready for the season. Jeff, we are loving these. I think I'm gonna, what kind of plant is this again, you said?
This is a limelight Dracaena.
I'm gonna name her
And
Margarita.
so in your
'Cause she
little
has
pot,
limes.
drop it down into a pretty pot at home. I'm sure you have some like blue pots at home, right?
Perfect. Yes,
Yeah.
I will do just that. Jeff, my friend, we love you. Thank you for coming on. You are so knowledgeable about what you do. Again, this is Jeff of Bennett Nurseries. You can keep up with him and shop more fabulous plants, especially as we get closer to spring and summer, at the details you see there on your screen. Jeff, thank you again so much. As
Thanks a
always,
lot.
appreciate it.